Hi everyone. So I need to be honest with you all. I need to come clean about something. I need to apologize and I need to admit that I lied, which is really hard because lying is it's the worst quality in a person, and I did it to all of you. And I intend to tell you the full story and also apologize to not only you guys, but every single person out there who has had something canceled or has been sick or knows someone who's been sick because of COVID. And just really, honestly, I apologize to everyone because I made a massive mistake. I apologize to essential workers, to everyone. So to back up, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I was in California last week, which is a hotspot for COVID-19, as many of you guys know, among a few other places, or a bunch of other places, but California is a huge hotspot right now. And although I was taking precautions while I was out there, wearing my mask, socially distancing, doing what I needed to do, so to speak, I was still in California. And, I knew to a certain extent that when I came back here to New York, I was going to need to quarantine. And I posted on my story that I was going to get my hair done. To be honest with you, I didn't really process it, and that's my fault. I didn't really process the fact that it was a really horrible thing for me to be getting my hair done. And the second that I did, after a lot of you guys DM'd me, many of you kindly, a lot of you not very kindly, which I deserved, honestly. I needed to hear it. And I corrected my decision, and I was like, you know what, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna, of course, do what I need to do in quarantine. And, I honestly just didn't really process. It was just a lapse in judgment, total lapse in judgment, me just being stupid for 5 seconds. And it was stupid. And so I didn't, go through with that. And, I was continuing to get all these messages after that, just really hurtful stuff. And I've been getting a lot of hurtful messages the past few weeks. A lot of us have, because there's just a lot of hurt in the world, I think, and it's understandable. There's a lot going on. And I was hurt by the hurtful messages, and I was invited to a birthday dinner that I initially thought I wasn't going to go to because I thought, okay, I'm going to follow the rules. And I went to the birthday dinner. I was hurt, and I was feeling so full of myself. And I never get like this. I never get on this power trip, and I was on it, and I don't know why. And I'm so sorry that my moment of thinking I was above everything potentially jeopardized the health of other people. And so immediately after the dinner, I felt internally so bad. I felt so guilty. I felt so sick knowing that I could have maybe infected someone. I don't think I have COVID. I don't have any symptoms as of right now, but there's so many ways that I could still have it and not know. And I felt immediately so sick. I had a hard time sleeping last night. And then I wake up and I get some DMs, some screenshots of a friend of mine, Adam's story. And he had posted an Instagram story of the dinner, and I was in the background of it. And people were screenshotting it saying, Katy, is this you? You just said on your story you were going to self-quarantine and you were at this dinner last night. Can you please explain? And instead of explaining and admitting the truth right away, I panicked because I was already feeling so guilty, and I already had this whole plan of waking up today and, alerting all my friends to get tested, going to get tested myself, telling the restaurant. I already had this whole plan of what I was going to do because I felt so bad, and I just didn't expect the internet to also find out, and that to be a whole nother thing that I had to worry about. And I was just really, my stomach hurt so badly, and I just didn't know what to do. And so I made a rash decision to text my friend Adam and say, please delete the stories. I wanted to hide from it. I just wanted to run from this problem because I thought I could handle it in real terms of just, offline, and that the internet didn't need to be a part of it. But the thing about being in my position and in many of our positions where we are honest on the internet and truthful and tell you guys everything about our lives and the deepest, most intimate parts of our beings, the second you say something that's a blatant lie, and go against what you said. Like, you need to come clean about it. And I always have in the past, and I don't know why I thought that this was different and that I didn't need to and I could run from it. And so I didn't just run, I also lied. I came up with a lie. And I had my friend Adam be in on it, and it was so messed up of me to do that. I basically told him, okay, delete the stories. We're going to say they were shot a month ago. They're old stories. You're just posting them on your story. Like, we came up with this whole lie. And every person that DM'd me screenshots of his story, I told the lie to. And it was it was easy for me to type the message, but it really felt horrible to lie because I don't do it ever. And I knew going down, it just didn't feel right, and I did it anyway, and I lied. And all day I was just torn up, so not in a good headspace, and just you know the feeling when you lie. It just, you can't run from this. You can't. And I was sprinting as far away as I could go. And ultimately some other people DM'd me. The DMs kept piling up, and I kept sweating and sweating and sweating. And I think, guys, the reason why, of course, I felt bad that I potentially infected other people, and the really serious COVID and potential death, there's just a lot of, that whole reason, that's huge. But I also I didn't want people, this is really superficial, I didn't want people to cancel me, because I've seen a lot of that happening these days. And although people do bad things and should be held accountable for them and should be honest, it's terrifying to get all those messages. And I was really scared because I don't want to lose this platform. I really love this platform. I love what I'm able to do here. I love the connections we have. And I was afraid of getting canceled. And I also just didn't want to admit that I lied to you guys, because you guys are the most important thing to me. There's a bunch of stuff in my personal life, but you guys are the constant always in the past 11 years of my life. And I didn't want to admit that I lied to you guys, or that I, was a bad person, because I was being a bad person by doing that. And anyway, so I was receiving more messages, more specific messages, more unavoidable messages along the lines of, we researched this restaurant that you called out saying it was a month ago, and they didn't have outdoor seating a month ago, so you're lying. And I'd been called out, and I had been backed into a corner, and the only person's fault that is mine. Shame on me. I'm gonna say it multiple times, but it was really messed up of me. And so I had some really mature, amazing conversations with some people that called me out, and I don't want to discredit those, because I really did have some mature conversations. I had some really conversations I deserved, of people screaming at me, basically, which I deserved because I did a really bad thing and I lied about it. But the mature conversations really inspired me to do this, to record this, and to tell you guys my truth. Of course, maybe I wouldn't be sitting here if I wasn't found out, if Adam hadn't storied anything and no one found out. And it sucks that I have that privilege, and I have the possibility that I didn't even need to tell you guys, and that I could hide it. And this has really taught me that that's so messed up. I should never have even needed to hide something, because if I'm doing the right thing, you don't need to hide that. And I wasn't doing the right thing. And although I really have, in the past few months, done all I can, I really just got sick of the comments, sick of the DMs, and I acted rashly. And it was so not worth it, because not only now do a lot of you guys not trust me anymore because I lied, but I also potentially infected people, and I feel so bad about that, really bad. So I'm posting this to, of course, apologize, to be honest, as I should be always and wasn't this time, and to also just, put out there into the world that none of us are above the rules. None of us, okay? I'm not above the rules, and, we have to take this seriously. And I plan to from now on. And I'm going to take a little step back from the internet just to really process all this and to really let it sink in and to read your messages and to think about it. But I just want you to know that I'm listening and I'm learning, and that although this was hard for me to record, I know that this is the right thing, because I should have just been honest from the start. I should have this morning posted something and told you guys, and I didn't, because I was a coward and I was afraid. And I'm not going to be that way anymore. And this was a really great learning experience. Unfortunate the circumstances, but I did learn something, and that's really all I have to say. I really thank you guys for listening, and I'm so sorry again.